To the 2nd of July in 2025. All right, happy Canada Day yesterday. I know we're a day late and 2 days early for the 4th of July. All right, let's just do the last minute tech checks that I can't do ahead of time. All right, does chat work today? The boys really want snacks. Let's see. Oh, it showed up there. Spectacular. Are we showing up on here? Good. All right. So far, so good. All right. Oh, man. Welcome. I'm your host, Phoenix Electra. On Wednesdays, we do whatever I want, or I do whatever I want because I need to make sure that my numbers match, unless I'm referring to we as in me and the cats, but they don't tell me much about what I'm making. I'll probably get up and show this off again, but I put on the schmata we made Sunday. This material, besides the weird glue spots on the selvage edges, I have enjoyed sewing through it, and I'd had until yesterday a yardish left over, so I took that whole last piece, cut it into a maxi dress, and that is here. I have a pullover top. I accidentally went to the Goodwill yesterday. Yeah. Hey, dude, it's not time yet. On Wednesdays we have to wait at least half an hour. It's not a full hour, and ideally 10 seats in the fan, or 10 seats filled with fannies. Yeah, we can roll with this one. But right now we have not met either of those metrics. So I think on the project pile, we'll start with this slip dress because it's going to be super easy. The construction will be. What I didn't grab yet is I think I'd like to go around the neck and armholes. Actually, this one that I'm wearing, I actually cut sleeves for it, and I'd misjiggered them. So I'm at least going to put the sleeves together. Not going to be able to sew it on unless I have something else to slip on. So. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Come again. Where was I? Let's sew Phoenix. I'm gonna stitch this schmata here. I will need to go and pull through the Notions tub for some bias binding, because I think that's how I'd like to finish it. We'll do the pre-made, though I am a super fan of that bias binding attachment foot. Oh, speaking of that, well, in the roundabout way my brain works, on the cutting tool from the box for the bias binding foot, there is that marker, and then there's a shorter one for cording. So a gajillion ages ago, I had cut all of these strips of bias with the cording section. It is kind of tiny. I think maybe I showed this before, but it's rather narrow. The cording would be super little. And I think I'm going to do it, but I suspect I'm going to have to take Caitlin Cairns' advice or lessons. We'll make use of her lessons. We'll go with those words. And sew the actual piping by hand and then by hand put it in, because it works for very, it's too narrow. I can't get it into the machine, but I have quite a number of yards all stitched together, so that's great. That is for another time. I was also looking, Phoenix, you can sew while you're talking and make good use of your time. Words. I am, oh, that's right. I've got 3 seams, the shoulders and down the side, because it's cut on the fold. So that's one of my side seams done. I will sew the shoulder seams. I had it originally pinned all the way down to the full length, but then I was like, let's make a slit in there so we can move around with a little bit more ease. Was I going to put French seams in here? Why did I pin it like this? Oh, yeah, why not do French seams? We'll mix it up, because then I'm going to return to making liberal use of that overcaster attachment. I am really... I'm enchanted with it, much the way I am with the ruffler foot. And, okay, so that can give me to the next segue. Here we go. Well, I was at the Goodwill, across the room. Hello, Jess. Welcome, welcome. Are you glad to be back sewing in your own space again? I hope you're having a good Wednesday. I'm glad chat's working again. I feel so bad about on Sunday when I missed almost an hour worth of chat by not realizing that I was having problems. It's tickling me. Oh, it's my feet touching themselves are like, no, we don't touch me there. But so far it looks like chat's working as it's supposed to. Oh, I think I just get frustrated when there are, you should hold it closer so you can talk easier, technical issues that are, I don't realize quick enough, but then I don't have control of them. But regardless, I am using up the last of this interesting shade toned color blocks with this just easy summer slip it on and be spectacular schmata. All right, one shoulder seam onto the second, and I think I will just have to go through the tub to find bias binding that I'm feel like using for this project, because the fabric isn't going to unravel, so I'm not doing it for that, but it does make for a more finished, polished look. Oh, Wednesdays are busy. How is your day going? It was not too bad. Busy, yeah, work and things, and just, it's always going, isn't it? And then but fortunately, well, on paper, I have Friday off. We'll see what actually happens. But, how is the quilt blocks coming along? So you've got the diamond, and then the new AI. Oh, Ellie's AI quilt. That is going to be funny. But yeah, just appointments, running around. What? Oh, that's so crazy. I wonder, I didn't see where exactly in Northern California they were the firework, the explosion at the fireworks factory. That must have been colorful. Is it too early? Oh, too late. I already made that horrible joke. How far up did I place this slit, and how far do we... Where do I want it? Here's the sleeves. Do I have it mid-thigh? Let's pull it up one more. I'll have the slit go mid-thigh. If I'm out and about, I'll be wearing something underneath it, and if I'm home, it doesn't matter. So, problem solved. But I hope everybody's week's going good, that it's short and easy and no disasters. So I'm just now sewing up the one side seam I have to sew. Then I will flip it to wrong sides out to complete the French seam. And on this side, I'm going to be a little bit generous because there is, I don't know if it showed here, to show it off before I hide it. There was a flaw in this material in that it has these, it feels like glue, and it's discolored at the selvage edge. So I am going to be generous with the side seam, but that is going to change. I might need to rejigger the arm size by doing that. So once the seam is finished, I will fold it in half on top of each other and then make any corrections so that the arm sticky outy hole works and looks like it's supposed to, which is another reason it is just as well I have not pulled bias binding, because then I'll have to see, do I want something contrasting or coordinating, and if I want it coordinating, what do I have that would fit the bill? I don't know yet. So, to be determined. Alright, now that I made this slit mid-thigh, there's not very much sewing, but that does mean I'm going to need a fair amount of bias to encapsulate the raw edges from this slit up the side. But this material, the fabric is very comfortable, so it's like, oh, let's just cut all these things. But since there's I will use the overcaster attachment shortly, because once this is done, I can zip up the sleeves and I'll either step to the side, slip this schmata on, so I can no, we're not going to sew the sleeves on this right now. No. But I have three other things cut. So we made it through two projects on Sunday. How much can we sew today? How much am I going to feel like sewing? We shall wait and find out. Oh, boys, you only have 15 more minutes and ideally 5 more fannies. The boys would really like it if we can get 5 more fannies before we open up the concession stand. Those lazy louts. Little man. And, Loki's showing off his paw. Oh, those beautiful maxi pads just sitting up there. Oh, boys, we're getting closer. We are getting so much closer. I know. We're here for the fun on your long holiday week, sewing summer clothes, and who needs fleecy leggings and a cropped hoodie for the summertime? Yeah, this kid does. This kid does. I was anxious about pulling that pin out, and it doesn't matter. Phoenix, it really is not that complicated. So, yeah, I was at the Goodwill, and I found 3 yards of illusion mesh for $2.50. So that came home. So I am plenty set with illusion mesh for a while, which is great. Because then we can do embroidery and cutouts and go through a whole bunch of our scraps of 4-way stretch, 2-way stretch, different things. And yeah, just play. So here's our giant schmata. So for the French seam, which is how I'm finishing these seams. You need to make sure you leave enough of a seam allowance, because you need to narrowly stitch it. I try to do like 4 millimeters, a scant 1/4 inch, but really making sure I catch all the pieces. Then you're going to flip it right sides together, press or finger press or somehow, and flatten and just make that seam nice. And then the hard part, because if you're not, what I'm going to do next is stitch a little bit past. So this will be like a full 5 millimeters, or if we did a scant 1/4 inch the last time, we're going to do a generous 1/4 inch this time. So I try to just use my presser foot as my guide and have the little foot, or the right hand fork just on top of the previous seam. And that way I'm going to ensure to the best of my ability that the previous 2 layers are all enclosed. If I don't do this nicely, then I'm going to have to go through very carefully with little snips and trim where all those little sections are sneaking through this second seam. If you're super crazy, or if it's absolutely atrocious, please just unpick it and do it again. I have done both. So I learn from my mistakes. But if you're one of those, I need to make that screw up to know the better, then by all means, whatever your learning style is. Okay, so I sewed that second seam, and if I just take a peek, there's a tiny bit peeking out, but there's none of very minimal, hardly noticeable. I'm really probably not going to worry about the little bit that's peeking out. And there's no raw edges. Is this overkill for 4-way stretch? Maybe, but I have a serger and never use it. I've fallen in love with the overcaster attachment, so that's my lazy seam finishing technique that I'm adopting. But sometimes you just want to do something different, and I like to mix up my seam finishing techniques, so I'm doing it this way. Oh, boys, we were so close. We had 7 and we're down to 6. All right, well, hopefully we can rectify that. But I know Wednesdays is a funny, people do stuff, but I have to do stuff when what works in my schedule. So here we are. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more. Oh, I already flipped up. If you are super generous with your seams and the first pass, it behooves you to carefully, after you've done your first round of pressing, to trim back those 2 layers so that when it comes to this second row of stitching, that you're not inadvertently making the garment smaller by pinching in too much. Though if you need to do a alteration and bring it in, and that is a easy way to make that modification. Okay, side seam. And I'm just going to finger press because the iron, I don't have an ironing station in this room. So, and it's a big production. I don't have the luxury of having my iron out all the time, but I do have my fingers, so finger press is typically the way, unless something is really taking well, and sometimes then we rock press. With my magical pressing hematite log. Because what's better for the rock friends than to use your pretties? Don't just look at them. Alright, background noise is being so noisy. Alright, let's stitch this side seam. I would slip this schmata I have on and show off this second one, but with the pants that are coordinating, you're not going to be able to tell one layer from the other, so I'll just highlight this one that we're stitching up right now, and it's on over the weekend, which is nice about, in my brain, the Wednesday show. We're like, oh, just 2 more. We did 2 down, 2 to go. Then you get to stream again. Oh, brain. So funny. I love. Oh, chat's being a chat on Wednesdays takes some time, so that's all right. I don't need to prattle. I could just shut my mouth and stitch for a few minutes, but. Ooh, but I can't sit up straight and make sure I smile. Can't see that. Oh, the hard part is making sure I tuck my ribs in. Okie dokie. Do 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 do. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. Here comes the sun. Actually, I think the hard part now. That Lord Buckley, Mark Grobert, how dare he do his interview live stream, and I have to compete with him talking to Stephen Gibbs. Yes, Gibbs. Of the Bee Gees Gibbs. Yeah, that Gibbs. How dare he? Doesn't he know that we've been sewing and streaming on this time slot for a couple months now? All right, I know. Oh, we say. Oh, okay. The numbers are balancing themselves out again. I'm like talking about a show. All right. Cute summer, just loungy. Wow, fancy words, Phoenix. Just an easy breezy summer schmatot, or wear with a pair of leggings and a little sweater, maybe a belt. Maybe we need to make some accessories. We'll get there. Let's stitch these sleeves, but before that, Phoenix, do you have another pile of projects? Yes. Phoenix, what do you have here? Well, let me tell you. It was a $1.25 for a yard and some change, and I managed to cut a pair of leggings, a cropped hoodie. We're gonna try like a poofy sleeve with a little band, and it'll be cropped. We'll put a zipper in. I need to find my bag of zippers. This material is so soft. I'm like, it's a little warm, but I heard the term, and I'm going to steal it, of I experience office winter and office summer. And I was like, what is that? And then it was explained to me, when you need your winter clothes in the summer at the office because the air conditioner is up too high, and in the winter, you need your summer clothes because the heating is up too high. Or you happen to be the first one off the HVAC register and it's always too hot or too cold, which is the same thing. I'm sewing these sleeves first. So, we have that. And I traced the leggings from my Christmas cat pants. So I have that because I want to make a couple more pairs of leggings. I want to do we've got I have the burgundy-ish stretch velour. And what is this? What piece is this is for the boobs. Because I got the same pattern that I've been doing out in, okay, I'm losing my pieces. This is, I don't have any marbles around right now, but I do have plenty of pieces for 3 different projects. I'm trying to figure out, okay, so this is the sleeve for this schmata top. I should just take the overcaster out now because she's getting some work today again. Oh, okay, Phoenix, you're going around in circles and not really making any sense. Hi, welcome to the circus. I'm your host, Phoenix Electra. I sew stuff and ramble in circles until I feel like I need a break, and then I stop the show. It's that simple. It's not that complicated. But here is a sleeve. Because I'm going to use the overcaster on the raw edges of this seam, I am going to stitch it right sides together. So the wrong sides are facing me. And then I'm just going to run up here, do the second one. Okay, so to expedite, I'm going to do a couple of different sections from a couple of different projects. Okay, yeah, we're batching steps so that I don't have to keep taking the overcaster on and off. I'll get at least 3 or 4 things. That'll be my, I'm bored of this step of sewing just straight lines. Give me something fun. So I have that to look forward to. Then once all of those raw edges have been through the overcaster, I will attach together what pieces I have ready to attach together and repeat. So that's the plan for the rest of my afternoon. While we keep everybody company for those workers and lurkers, or those who just don't feel like chatting. It's just as well I'm not in the creator. Actually, as much as I dick around into it, I'm not going to do it, but it would be nice if we could at least meet the metrics. So that's my new goal. How do I get 200 watch hours on our little piece of the internet? How do we get people excited? I guess it would probably be better if I was better at promoting myself on the social medias, but I have this push-pull of I don't like having to be online all the time. Oh well. That's alright. We'll continue the push for the Great Alibaba to make sure that at least we have a sewing machine in every home and at least somebody who knows how to fix things. Or at least mend things. Because there's a lot of things I don't know how to fix, so we can't fix everything. But everybody at the circus does need to be multi-talented, so I do have a couple of things that I do. Oh yeah, so then I'll have 3 different tops to wear with this pair of pants, plus we've got this skirt, so we've got a gajillion outfits. I really need to stop saying and seriously make lookbooks for my wardrobe because I've amassed and need to furiously sew through as much as my stash just because I want to. Well, don't, Phoenix. Before we do that, I need to go through. Am I going to get rid of that peach petticoat with all the poofs that we got out of a bed sheet from the Goodwill? The stitching was good, but not amazing. I'll have to look. And I'm getting to this hard part. I'm going to have to start clearing out things because I only have finite space in between my stash and what I'm making and want to make. Right? I need a TARDIS. That's all there is to it. I need a TARDIS. Oh well. I guess we'll just have to deal with human problems in human ways. You're gonna have to get rid of some stuff, kid. But in my head, these new blue leggings are going to replace the white fleecy lined chrysanthemum ones. I think they're starting to get worn. I might cut them up for scrap or cleaning rags because I just, Phoenix. You probably don't need any of those either, but you can never have enough too many reusable cleaning supplies. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, 2 sleeves stitched. Let me, because it's going to be super fast and rewarding, I think the next stitch, okay, just in case I forget and I ask chat, I'm putting all the pieces I've completed stitching the first round to my right on top of my scissors, and my scissors are also right there. All right, remember, boys and girls, because I might forget, and then I'm going to be like, chat, where did I leave that? Let me flip. So here, that is something different. Yeah. Paper, please. Leggings, cut on the fold. So these are going to be super easy. So I'm going to get the inseams stitched. I'm going to play, because this is fine enough, I'm going to have the overcasting on the outside of the pants. Yes, because we're going to do that. I'm just going to plop it on. It's going to be fine. If I don't like it on one side, then I will just turn my pants around and have it on the other side. It's not that complicated, Phoenix. All right. So this is pretty thin, cute baby blue. Traced a pair of leggings that I know fit. I think I was generous and left an inch at the top to fold over for an elastic that I already have cut because I cut 3 of them the other day when I was cutting elastics. Oh, you know what I can also... Well, we're doing these things first because I have the ballpoint needle on. So I don't change my needle every project. I do think about changing for projects material-specific needles. Needle needs leather, own needle, denim, generally ballpoint. And then I get universals by the box of 50. Because sometimes we pull too hard when we're embroidering and break them. But for my project, my material specific needles, so I don't get them confused, I do return them into a appropriately labeled container. Because I know there's colors on them so that I'm pulling and something is not feeding nicely. Let me just gently yank on that. Just lay flat, you guys. All right. Oh. I should have. It doesn't matter. Oh, fuck, we're really. Oh, get out. Oh, you're so tight in there. Okay. Let me just make a fresh tip. Here we go, Threadbare. I've missed you, Threadbare. The thread got super taut in the tension discs, and it was not able to move freely. So all the pulling was because it couldn't tug along that. Those curves were not tuggable. But they sure got hugged in there. So they got hug and snug. Okie dokie, slide in the hole. There we go now. Let's sew now. And we're in. Brilliant. So we'll just travel back and then stitch and back stitch where the thread broke. Should just keep an eye. Why did the tension get so taut? There, we're back in stitches. It's still tight. Oh, I think the nap, the plushiness is getting. It's trying to stick on the feed dogs. What in the disaster are those stitches? Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, it's a good thing we're gonna overcast these stitches because they ain't the prettiest. So we will. That's why we reinforce with some seam finishing technique. All right, one done, one leg. And I'm gonna just unpin the pattern from the second one. Set that aside. Oh no, Phoenix, you're putting all the completed pieces to the right. Pattern pieces to the left. And leg number 2. Because, thank goodness, so far, we still have 2 legs. You boys have been so patient. We were almost there. You guys want some snacks? Do you think I should open up the concession stand even though you're all lazy louts? Are you all lazy louts? Well, hopefully there was some pawing happening. Ooh, what is this? Turkey and gravy flavored. Or mixed fruit. Oops! Hold on. Here, let me just rotate this so you've got a better landing pad and I can stand up. Loki, do you want some snackies for your proofers? Where'd you go? Okay, well, you can have a snack. Loki, what? I opened up the concession stand for this. Well, then we're going to start to learn. Oh, Hey, Freya Creepers. Alright, you can have some snacks over here, because you don't show up for snacks. And if I leave them here, they will be eaten. There you are, Loki. Come, Sleepaway. Oh, good job. So good. Good job. I booped you. I booped you. Do you want to do your tricks, Loki? Loki, do you want to do a trick? Come. Loki, you know how to do this. Come on. Come on. Don't tell me my pants are too big. Come on. Okay. All right. There you have it. You got the hangries. These cats, they're being so mean. Won't do tricks. You guys, we need to pay the snacks bill. Here, can you do a trick for me? Okay, you know how to do your tricks. All right, no figure eights for you. All right. If you guys are going to be mean, I'm going to close the concession stand. We're done. I'm closing it. I got sewing to do. I'm not going to do tricks. Cats don't eat for free. You know that. All right. Well, there's that. I can't get no satisfaction. All right. Are you done? I know you're going to love me and leave me. Because that's what you do. I closed the snack sack and now you're going to go. I'm going to sew this seam. Because then I can overcast it, stick the legs inside of each other to sew the crotch seam, fold. Actually, what I should have done on the first one, and I didn't, so I'm gonna correct. Let's try it. So, what I was grumbling about, and I'm not going to unpick, is it is way easier to fold over the cuff for at the ankle now while it's flat, because on the leg that I've already stitched, now I need to fold it over while the cuff is already there, so I've got more layers, and I need to stitch in this little circle here and make sure that I don't catch any layers inappropriately. And it's a little bit more fussy, and we'll do it on that one because I forgot, but I don't need to do that on this one that I haven't sewn the seam for. So I'm just folding it up about an inch, and we're just going to sew straight to the end. Then I will make an entire leg. I will have 2 legs, one for each of mine. Yeah, those white ones that I've been rocking from the Goodwill for a long time, I think they've been around for quite some time, so it's okay to cut them up for either makeup removers or bathroom cleaners or something. So then, I feel like I didn't get rid of them, but I don't need to. So then I feel like I didn't get rid of them, but I don't need to. They're not in my wardrobe closet. Oh, now you were on the wrong way. All right, there was a big knob of dust, so I just liberated that. Okay, let's rethread. So that time my stitches looked funny because I managed to wrap the thread around the screw for the presser foot. So that was super fun. All right, thread, get threaded. Please. Pretty please. I know, because I set my threading bird somewhere. Oh, Phoenix. Welcome. This is what having some exposure and knowledge to sewing does to you after. If I say the number, I'm not going to say the number. For a while. Let's go with more than 2 decades. More than 2 decades experience. We'll use that number. All right. Take 2. Yeah, so then I'll have these leggings with a cute little matched zip front, crop, poofy sleeve. Oh, I was calling it a hoodie, but I didn't make a hood. A little sweatshirt. A non-hood hoodie. I really like this Robin's Egg Blue. I think I saw this fabric has been there for a while, and when I saw that it was 75% off, I was like, please don't really twist my arm. And I was thinking this week, I was like, all the over-consumerism and in crafting, and then here I go to the Goodwill and over-consume because did I spend a lot of money? No. Did I really need more material? Probably no. Do I have plenty of garments I'm wearing and have made and am making? Probably yes. So, shh. I know. Wow, yeah, it'll be fine. And to my favorite new tool, the Overcaster attachment. I'm not going to run the ankle seams. I'll be really careful because I don't want to break any bits and bobs on there. And that's really the reason. This is the heavy one. All right, heavy. I'll let you pony up to the job. So as I explained the last time we used this, here's this little device. It's got a little, oh, Phoenix, get closer. Show it off how cute this amazing tool is. So I got, I don't know whatever the material is. This section piece here goes over the needle bar, the screw that holds the needle in place. And then there's a screw on this side where it attaches. And I feed the fabric through this slot on this right here. Oh, Phoenix, you've got tweezers. Be a good that year teaching chemistry. I learned how to talk. There's a little slot here that I feed it around here and through this little slot here, and then this device moves the fabric side to side so that the needle can stitch on either side of the fabric. It is brilliant. Simply brilliant. These pants need some elastic. Yikes. Alright, so I'm just going to align everything. It is definitely fiddly trying to get the fork over the needle bar and where it needs to be connected to the presser foot mechanism, but you just talk gently and whisper sweet nothings and slip her in gently. The other key piece that's actually I'd argue one of the most important things to remember to do is to ensure that your top thread and your bobbin thread are not going to beat you up, are oriented towards the back of the machine, because we don't want these threads to get caught up in the spoon, in the needle mechanism, in all of the possible precarious positions that it could end up. So I'm going to be good while I'm here. Trim the top thread nice. Trim where we flubber-dubbered. And on this leg that was over my shoulder, around my neck leg, my scarf neck leg, because I didn't put the ankle cuff in yet, I'm going to do the full length. On the one where I already did the cuff, I'm going to end just above the cuff because this attachment's been around for a long time and I don't need to break it because I fluffed something up. So I'm just going to gently stuff everything through the slots until I get to where the needle is. I'm going to put the presser foot down, engage everything, and I'm really making sure that where my original seam line is perpendicular to the bed of the machine and or completely parallel to the forks of the attachment. I know. All right. We're doing it. We're doing it, boys and girls. It's so spectacular. Okay. Gently have a sip of tea. Don't get overexcited and dehydrated in your joy. Okay. Oh, this is taking the material pretty good. Getting a little bunched up at the back. I don't want to pull too hard lest I completely oh my god. Just you wait. Oh my gosh. Just hold on. I got to get to the end. No, just drive the right direction. Oh, this looks so cool. I mean, if you've seen the inside of most four-way stretch technical legging, this is not. You've seen this finishing. And there was actually machines that could replicate that. Sergers did exist when this attachment came out, but most home sewers didn't need that type of a specialist tool. Oh, what happened? Oh, not caught. Oh, again. My upper thread has a mind of its own on where it thinks it wants to be located, and I need it to be where I tell it to be. Don't be thinking for yourself, thread. Just stop that. What was that? There we go. It's so funny. Sometimes I just need to rearrange how the pull of the thread comes off of the spool holder. It needs to be not too tight, not too firm, gentle, loose. That's the word, Phoenix. Not too tight or too loose. Alright, come on, mustard balls. And we're back in stitches. I just gently, I'm not tugging on the fabric anywhere. I'm not pulling. I'm not squidgying anything. I'm just letting the tool and the feed dogs move the fabric along the path. Because if I do anything, I'm gonna pull and it's not gonna be nice. I might redo this line of stitches, but here, let's look at the nice section. We won't look at the bad section. So, there's the white. So it just makes this little weave. It moves the fabric over the little tooth to catch just the edge of the fabric. And did I run out of bobbin thread? Is that what happened here? Is that what's going on? Let me investigate. Ooh. And I see no bobbin thread. So let me rectify that because we don't stitch without bobbins. Get a nice big fatty full one. All right. And I am actually just going to restitch most of that. Yeah. Just going to go over it again. Never hurts. Well, I'm sure someplace it hurts to sew. Oh, leather. Leather, you only get, leather's a material you get one chance. It either works or it doesn't, so don't fudge it up. But this is a little bit more forgiving. And Phoenix, be a good, I'm going to take my little brush and just, especially since I'm sewing with dusty, floopy fabrics here. All right. Sometimes it's good I wear my reading glasses so I don't stab myself in the eyeball. Okay. So I've got the bobbin thread and I'm just ensuring everything's pulled towards the back so we don't get caught up. Where did we start to get derailed? Let's choose this spot. So I'm just going to drive over along where things were good for a little ways until we get to the spot where we need to just try again. Don't get it. I'm going to trim that straggler a little bit shorter. We can hear, that satisfying click as it drives over the feed dogs. I'll be quiet. so magical. Yeah, I think for the pants, I'm gonna just have all these finished seams on the inside. I'm contemplating having it all on the outside because I really like that design detail. But I don't know. I think for the yeah, I'll just hide it all on the inside. It'll be fine. And if I don't like it, then I'll just wear my pants inside out, and they're usually a base layer under a number of other layers, so except for when they're not. Sometimes I just wear leggings. And there we go. That looks much enhanced. So now it's all nicely finished. All right, that was some really good showing. And where's my... I thought I had 2 pant legs. There we go. So now I'm going to put that back onto my left-hand pile because there's more stitching. Now I'm onto another row. I need to change presser feet. So, and again, I'm just going to slide it around a little fork, gently snug and tug. Get the needle engaged. Ensure that pieces are towards the back. Not scare myself when the attachment starts moving. Okay, that's enough. And then I'm just going to rinse and repeat this leg, the 2 sleeves. The sleeves I will return to my right hand pile because I'm not taking off the shirt I'm wearing so I can sew them in. And then I will change feet and put these pair of pants together. Once the crotch seam is in, I will overcast that. We'll fold a waistband, thread some elastic, and have a pair of pants. Oh, Phoenix, don't forget, I need to sew that second cuff in. We don't want second cuff syndrome. Actually, I don't think that's really a thing. Not like when there's a joke amongst folks who knit socks. You get the first one done because they're not attached. You know, it's not like a sweater. You get the whole thing done. You just leave off the sleeves and call it a sleeveless jumper. But back to socks. You have 2 of them, so you take all this time, get the first one finished, and then you're like, and I need to do all of that over again. Yeah, okay. Hello, horror. Welcome. Happy Post Canada Day. I hope you've been good. I'm glad to see you around. Are you traveling to all the cons? Are you having all sorts of... Thank you. We stitched this on Saturday. It's some pants and a jumper. Oh, here's the other dress. I did sew a dress today. I used up all of this material and have a gajillion of coordinated outfits now. Now we're on to fleecy leggings because there's never a bad time to wear fleecy leggings in my world. Says, hey dude, I closed the concession stand already. It said, you guys were very unimpressive. Loki didn't do a single trick. Well, you jumped around and were like not the most funny. Oh, horror. This world is crazy. How did we get the pleasure of being here now? But here we are. You know what? Let's change presser feet so I don't forget. And let's do that cuff before I forget. It'll be much easier now than when I have to wrestle an entire pair of pants together to sew around this little circle here. This does have the advantage of giving another layer of reinforcement to the overcasting stitch because I didn't. Oh, maybe I left enough of an end so that I can tie that off. All right, we're gonna carefully know where all of my layers are. I'm just gonna give that a little yank. Oh, sometimes you just gotta tug it firmly over the rickety feet dogs. There we go. What a day. Getting to the point where I'm like, I just get through the day. I do enjoy what I do that right now pays the bills, so it's not that. But I also really enjoy hanging out with you all and making stuff. And when I'm doing the other stuff, I'm like, what am I gonna make next? When can I stream again? And let me just, we're just gonna have curtain blow into my face. Well, I guess it's windy out there. Oh. You never know what's going to happen when you do things live. Oops. Okay, thanks. We're good now. Good. All right. Oh, did I? Yeah, these pants are crazy. I do need to sew some elastic, but the drape along the side of them, oh, they're just so floopy. Like, oh, I can do all the kicks and all the stretches, and they're not skin tight, but they've got so much mobility. It does help that they're four-way stretch, but they're also this Salwar style pant. I'm kind of a fan. Speaking of which, when I am done sewing all the four-way stretch stuff, I cut out the waistband of the red version. Oh, Hora, you leave the shower curtain open quite a bit, so that doesn't happen. Fair. Yeah, Are you in the bathroom? I don't have that problem when I'm in the bath, and the shower curtain doesn't float around like this, but right now the wind and the trees. I'm just glad I've got internet, to be frank, because yesterday at this time, oh no, it was later, but the power has gone out twice in the past 2 weeks, and it wasn't overly hot. There was no good reason. It was just like, and we're out. Should I describe what I'm doing? So, where my left hand finger is, this is where your butt gets, and this is the waist. Here's a whole pant leg. I've flipped one leg, so this is the right side is facing out. I'm going to take this leg and shove it all the way deep down into its corresponding other leg, making sure that the seams are are rubbed up next against each other. And from there, so I'm just going to stuff you in, line you up, and then mark the center, because this is that little funny nubbly spot where your pant legs meet and rubs in your crotch. Just gonna stick a pin because I don't want anything to be shifty there. The worst thing is to sew a pair of pants and then move your legs and then have a hole in your crotch. Unless that's the look you're going for, and in some cases that's definitely the look we're going for, but not for these ones. That's when we sew it. We purposely just sew open crotch drawers for that purpose. Phoenix, you're a goose. Alright. Just gonna line up the waistband sections. Get these stitched in. Then we'll pull through the pile, straight stitch a couple of more sections. See what we can get prepped for the next round of the overcaster. It will all be good. I hope that we can get some better metrics in the Rumble Studios. We're just getting all the fun stuff with the creator program, but what about us lumpy? What about us plebes? I know. I must not pay attention or see those things if it happens. If there's folks who were grumpy, didn't meet the metrics, and then got kicked out or something or whatever. I wonder for the 20, is it just in Rumble? Oh, I'm probably but they can track chatters on all the platforms, so whatever. It's not something I need to worry about. 20 chatters would be amazing over the course of a month, but what I'm really after is, no, I want both. Can we get to 200 watch hours? How do I do this? How do I bring more people into this little shit show? The other option is just doing more shows. Can try to be a little bit longer on the weekends, but the hubsters might get mad if I do 2 4-hour shows. Because then he's like, but that's the whole weekend you streamed. And we got places to go and things to see sometimes. We'll figure it out. Doesn't matter. I'm here now. I'm making stuff. My closet's overflowing with goodies. Maybe when I make a pile of the things that I'm thinking about getting rid of, we'll pull it all out and show it off and get some, figure out what to do with them. And the answer is I cannot be talked into, if I figure it's going to go, I can't be talked back into putting it back in my closet. So, none of that. I could be talked into making more things and adding more, throwing more rhinestones and sequins and sparkly things. All right. How dare you? And huzzah, the seams are where they're supposed to be, because the worst is when you put one leg in and then you've got a right side out leg and a wrong side out leg, but crotch meets perfectly in the middle. I have a waist that will sew a channel after we've done the overcasting. No, you can show it on the side. We'll overcast, turn an inch down, thread some elastic. This better fit my fat feet. Ooh. Yeah, we'll just slide into them later. These are going to be a close call. It's a good thing. Maybe we'll hang on to those other pants for a little bit longer. All right. You are for the overcaster pile. What? Because I don't think I checked that there's stretch in one direction and not the other. And I have the stretch in the long way and not the round way. Oh, you silly Phoenix. Yeah, I can. Yeah, we'll make it work. Or we'll just finish losing 10 pounds. Whichever comes first. Oh, you're silly. Okay, so here is a bead cup. This is the back. I could sew side front to side back. And actually, what I should do first is shoulder seam to shoulder seam, then side front to side back. And I have the same pieces in the same fabric because I went ham with cutting shit. Oh, so here's on a sleeve wagon. So here's the sleeves for that one, and they're super puffy, and then they'll be gathered down. You can't, Phoenix, unpick it. They are like Sweet Dove. You know what's in your head, but not everybody can visualize what you see in your brain. So show them. So it'll be a nice poofy sleeve that's gathered down, and then I'll put a little cuff or something. All right, let's sew some more sleeves. All right. Ooh, I'm. All right, just Phoenix, just sew it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. If it's a complete disaster, we spent $1.25 of money and 2 hours of time, 3 hours of time between cutting the pattern pieces. It's fine. It's fine. I'm doing to this machine, however, not fine. Okay, let's get back to stitches. I know, I'm hiding at home on Friday. Maybe I'll sew. No, I'm gonna hula hoop. Maybe we'll make a. I don't know. I have no idea. What? What? Did you guys hear that kitten? I heard a cat, and it wasn't one of my squatters. Dude. That ridiculous cat broke through the fence to get into the backyard last night. That cat, the cat that we thought that we've learned on good authority has humans who love and care for them, broke into my lawn. I don't like it, how I get stressed out the way that cat starts to breathe really heavy. I don't like that look. Okay. Phoenix, let's show him how a sleeve looks. Phoenix, do you know which side is the top of the sleeve? There we go. This is how sleeves work. Huzzah! And yeah, then we'll just, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't figured out the cuff situation. And to be quite frank at this moment, I don't need to, so it doesn't matter. Now I've got other stitches. I have other stitches to sew. Oh, there we go. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh, now I'm stressed out about those pants. Oh, it'll be fine. If not, then I'll figure out how to fix it. Or I'll just scrap it and send the ensemble back to the Goodwill. Instead of having just a random piece of fabric, get a whole pair of pants out of it. Whatever. I'm completely hearing stuff. It's always nice if I know a why, but I frequently don't when I'm just like exceptionally hyper vigilant over noises and things and just on edge for no good reason. Oh, he did. I did hear a cat, and it sounds like they broke in again. I knew it. My supersonic hearing spidey senses were a tingling, and now I hear. I think I was right. Okay, so this is the back. It has darts in it. I'm not going to do that for the hoodie. So I'm just going to slip it on, and we're going to have other things underneath it. So let me just slip some pins in. Oh! Hold on. Hold your horses, boys and girls. I need to attach. Okay, I have to do the bust cups first. Trying to jump all around. Okay, what are you? Okay, you're a back. This is why I try to keep the fabric pieces pinned to the paper pieces if I have it on paper pieces for as long as possible. And only at the very last minute do I unpin stuff so that I don't confuse my pieces. And so for this iteration, which is like that silver Choli blouse that pattern we started off with, to the red one that had the box pleat and the knife pleats in the front, I got rid of the I manipulated it, got rid of the darts, moved it in so that I can gather this busticle section down into the underbust band. And made a new pattern piece with all of my markings. So I've got top, center, front, bottom, that I had included the seam allowances. So if this is the center front, then you go to this one and just gonna set the second one to this. There we go. Actually, it doesn't, I can be a little, not completely willy-nilly, but there's no right and both sides of this fabric is the same. So if best practice would be to cut them face to face. So you put the pattern piece with whatever side of your fabric, right side up, wrong side up, whatever you've got. Mark and cut that one out and then flip the piece over and then repeat. Because if you cut them one on top of each other and the fabric has an obvious right side and wrong side, you will end up with two of the same side. And when you go to stitch it together, you're like, oh, because it's inevitable. If you sew long enough, you too will probably make that mistake. There we go. See, so there's where the arm is going to go through, and here's where the busticle section is. So I'm going to just sew like we always do. Take a couple stitches, adjust it, take a couple back stitches. And probably, and then we'll figure out how to ease the bottom of the bust into the bottom band. Now I'm in the Notions tub picking out bias binding for that other schmata that we completed until the binding section. I can figure out where the zipper bag is, because I thought it would be fun to have just a center front zip instead of a pullover, just because I wanted it. We got so many zippers, they're not going to use themselves. But if there's a flub, and if these pants I have, if these blue ones, if there's any issues right now, well, I'll soothe myself in my poor patterning on getting the fabric in the right orientation by, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to sew it out of the maroon 4-way stretch velour. And there we go. Well, I think it's just that red material that cuts in the underarm like that. I don't think I'm going to have that same issue with this one. But while we're here, we can also stitch the shoulder seam so that things can start to come together. And then when we get to the batch overcasting, we can do as much as possible, because there are some things that I'm going to finish this step, do the next step, then go on to the step after that. You know, like one does. Mission, make clothes. Do a lot of the same thing over and over again until you stop. Do a whole bunch of another thing over and over again until you stop. Go back to the first thing and repeat. No. It goes like this. Yeah, so it's just going to have like a gentle gather. And then there's the back. We cut it all on one, like the pattern says. Okay, I can't do the underbusticle section band until we overcast. We've got that one done. Let me get the other. There's the busticle. We'll move our bust pattern piece. So I did some I had to do some pattern manipulation, so I needed some more paper. So I used the zebra. We put zebras on there. Okay. And we do it again and again and again. Do 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 do. Oh, it's getting thirsty. We're talking so much. Yeah, 3 pins worked pretty good the last time. This fabric is also nice because it likes to stick to itself, so it doesn't really want to shimmy too much. Okay, so we'll get this center front stitched. We'll attach the other shoulder. I stitched the sleeves. And oh no, and then I need to, okay. Then I need to use the overcaster, or I can not overcast yet and do the taupe version. Let me get a little bit more progress on this blue one done first, I think. They had snacks. What, did we have an intruder? I heard him. Because he knocked down that stick again. Okay. All right, sweets. I was sitting here, my ears were in supersonic mode, and I was like, I hear a cat. I knew it. I don't know about this one. They're supposed we know they have a home and humans. This cat keeps breaking into our yard. Yeah. They also seem to have us pegged for suckers, that every once in a while they'll get some snacks. So maybe we should. Enough about that little cat burglar. Oh, I thought I heard something rubbing like it wasn't supposed to. Oh, so excited I'm throwing my googly eyes around. All right, let's try that again. And we have 2, because just like I still have 2 legs, I got 2 boobs to cover. I'm just quadruple checking. There we go. Outside, outside, inside, inside. Check. Shoulder seam second. Yeah, so I kind of enjoy when I get to sewing this way. I'm working on a couple of different projects at a time, so my brain doesn't get. And I'm gonna overcast some stuff. My brain doesn't get bored by doing exactly the same thing or staring at the same project for too long. So it works for me most of the time, except for when it doesn't. There's the screw I was looking for. Sneaky, sneaky, hiding in the box like that. Okay. All ready. Let's do this crotch seam first. Okay. All right, boys and girls. The beauty that is the Overcaster at work again. Who needs a Roadcaster when you can have an Overcaster? Oh, I wonder if Alibaba's too busy looking at his new sewing machine acquisition. Can't wait to hear about that Vonzer. Here we go. Oh, Phoenix, don't be getting reckless. We want this to be the bestest pair of pants. I'm just going to gently go through that super fatty central crotch section. Okay, drove a little bit over so that I could jiggle you off there. They're garbled somewhere. What happened here? Let me take this off. I've got thread all wound up in the works. We can't have that. There we go. Be free, my dear threads. I forgot to check where my threads were in the very beginning. Phoenix, you've been trying to make sure that we all practice good techniques. And then there you go. Off and off again. All right, but let me pull this out. Did I not finish? Oh. I forgot that I've got a front half and a back half to that crotch. I should probably do the other section. That was funny to me. Now, once I get this half done, all this pair of pants needs is some elastic at the waistband. Or I'll try them on, make sure. Oh, thank you, dear. Oh, so funny. I was here streaming and I was like, something. I hear a cat. Absolute nutter. Oh, I guess I'll have to change the water. I guess there was a funny altercation incident yet the other day where Kiko, the tuxedo, was on a fence, and then Luna Marbles had her fluffy fanny literally on top of the outside water dish. They were just cavorting. Oops. Okay. I'm not being good with my thread management. Now I have both the front and the butt half of my pant crotch seams nicely finished with this. Wow, I am throwing all my fancy tools overboard. He makes this little bead. And here we have a whole pair of pants. Blue, Robin's Egg blue fleece legging challenge complete. All right, what's next on the overcaster pile? Just pick up some pieces real quick. They're fragile and I'm missing. I have the medium. Something's happened to the fine one, as in I don't know where it is. And that box is fragile, and here I go just setting stuff up. These 100-year-old tools recklessly. Oh, you know what might have been the problem? I don't think I trimmed the top threads very well, and they also could have gotten mucked in the works. All right. On to this part. So we have the side seam and the shoulders. Argued you didn't necessarily need to do the shoulders yet. You could have done this part, then done the underbust section, and then done the shoulders. It doesn't really matter. It's just when I decided to do it. I decided to sew it already. So I did. My butt hurts. Snip. Just, trimming all the threads. Oh man, we've almost made it to 2 hours on a Wednesday. Go us. I see you. Good job. Thanks, Rumble, for catching keep working and lurking today. You're just leaving us on and forgetting that you're at the circus. I appreciate it because YouTube has almost 10 more hours of watch hours for the same 28-day period, so I'm a little disappointed. That's all right. We know it's a Wednesday show of a long holiday weekend. Not everybody needed to make sure they had enough cute clothes to wear. All right, let's do the other side front seam. There you are. We'll do the other shoulder, and then I guess we'll gather down some busticles into busticle band. Oops. It's so funny sewing fleecy stuff right now because it's kind of warm and almost toasty, but the night times get chilly. And I don't have a short-sleeved sweatshirty thing, so check. Yeah, it doesn't need a hood. Oh, am I gonna... My brain was just going through the notion of how to finish off the edges at the neckline and the waist section. Because I think doing self-meet or bias binding, I don't know if I might be able to piece together just enough. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, or I will just add it to my list of things I need to pull from the Notions tub. So I could probably get away with just a single 3-yard package. Yeah, so the attachment just slides, the spoon moves the fabric from side to side over the feed dogs to give that illusion of a stitch where the needle moves in modern machines. This needle only has one position and one direction. All right, 2 shoulders, 2 center busts. Ooh, I've got 2 sleeves left. All right, we'll put you back to the right. This is Phoenix attempting to keep order out of the chaos that is stitching multiple projects simultaneously. Fortunately, these things don't have a lot of pieces. Pants, 2 pieces, 2 legs. Sweet. Oh, it's almost dinner time for the kitties. I think for today I'm just going to get this one done, do that other shoulder seam, and I'm going to call it a show because I need to get up and move around for a while and feed cats and feed myself. It's almost 5 o'clock. Once I get this other section piece done, I'm going to need to change feet again. That seems like a reasonable plan. Yeah, the boys were trying to convince me earlier that they wanted a 24-hour snacking and sewing stream, and I said, "Boys, you're out of your minds. 0 pause." And they were like, "But Mom, I think that's the greatest idea ever. You'll get all sorts of sewing, and you'll feed us like the whole night through." And I said, "Boys, no. Maybe, just maybe on Saturday, we'll sew till the bobbins are all gone. How's that sound? I'll prepare 10 hours worth of sewing, which really isn't that hard for me to do. All right. Let's drape this on. if I can figure this out. There we go. Where's my other sleeve? Oh, it's in front of me. This is silly. Actually, it's going to be really comfortable. Oh my gosh. Another outfit I see that's on the sewing table that I'm not going to want to take off once I finish making it. All right, everybody. Yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock. I'm going to be around this weekend. I don't going anywhere, seeing parades. No, don't. You can't. Not right now. But as a result, we'll see what happens. Maybe we will. I'm toying with the notion for Saturday. We'll do art stitching and then a whole bunch. We'll see. I don't know. Stop blabbering with this super long outro. Folks don't need it. All right. I've been Phoenix. You've been amazing. Don't wait till tomorrow to be fabulous today. Don't laugh at others unless you've laughed at yourself. And I will be back on Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. We'll do some art stitching and then we'll see what else happens. All right. You stay awesome until then. All right. No long goodbyes. All right. Goodbye.